Hey everyone, have you ever looked at a huge, messy pile of data and just wondered, how does that become something truly useful? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the Data Scientist Toolkit and see exactly how that magic happens. Let's dive in. So this is the big question, right? You've got this chaotic spreadsheet. It's got missing bits, weird formatting, the whole deal. How on earth do you transform that mess into an insight that could, actually change things? That's the journey we're starting right now. Okay, so before we even open up the toolkit, we got to talk about the most fundamental piece of the puzzle, the data itself. You'll hear this a lot, but it's true. In data science, data is absolutely king. It is the bedrock of everything we're about to do. And this quote from Clive Humby just nails it. Data is the new oil. Think about that for a second. Crude oil straight out of the ground isn't very useful, right? You can't just put it in your car. It has to be refined. And data is exactly the same. It's incredibly valuable, but only after you've refined it, cleaned it, structured it, and analyzed it. That's when you really unlock its power.
So how do we actually do that? How do we refine this digital oil? Well, for that, we need the right tools. And one of the most essential tools in any data scientist's belt is a Python library called Pandas.
The easiest way to think about Pandas, it's like a super-powered spreadsheet, but it lives right inside your code. You know all the stuff you might do in Excel or Google Sheets. Pandas lets you do that and so much more, all programmatically. It's incredibly fast and powerful, letting you handle massive data sets that would make a regular spreadsheet just crash.
And you know what's great? The core of Pandas is actually pretty simple to grasp. It really comes down to just two things. You have a series, which is basically just one column of data, and then you have a data frame, which is the whole table with all the rows and columns. That's it. Pretty much everything you do in Pandas involves working with these two fundamental structures.
Okay, so in a perfect world, every data set we get would be pristine and complete. But we don't live in a perfect world, do we? Real-world data is messy. It's incomplete. So what happens when you open up your data and find a bunch of empty cells? What do? Well, first, you need a way to find the mess. You need a mess detector. And in Pandas, that's this super handy little command, isNull.sum in parentheses. You run this, and it literally just scans your entire table and spits out a count of how many missing values are in every single column. This is always your first step in data cleaning.
All right, so your mess detector has found the gaps. Now you've got a decision to make. Broadly speaking, you have two main strategies. The first is the remove strategy, drop NA. This is the simplest. It just deletes any row that has a missing value. The second is the replace strategy, fill NA. Here, instead of deleting, you fill in the blank with something sensible, like the average value for that column. The right choice really depends on your data and what you're trying to do.
Okay, let's say we've wrangled our data. It's clean, it's tidy. Now we get to the really fun part, making it talk to us. This is where data visualization comes in. It's time to actually see the story that's been hiding in all those numbers.
So why do we even bother with charts and graphs?
We have the numbers, right?
Well, it's because our brains are visual machines. We are wired to spot patterns and trends in pictures way faster than in a table of numbers. A good visualization can show you the big picture, the weird outliers, the hidden relationships, all in a single glance. It's the most powerful way to understand your data and then explain it to someone else.
So let's talk specifics. Imagine you're tracking something over time, maybe sales per month or website visits per day. What's the best way to show that? Your go-to is going to be a line plot. It's simple, it's classic, and it's absolutely perfect for showing how a single value evolves. Think stock prices, global temperatures, your own fitness progress. If it's a story about change over time, a line plot is usually the hero. Okay, but what if you're not looking at time? What if you want to compare a bunch of different things against each other? Like, say, sales figures for different products or population sizes of different cities. For that kind of job, you bring in the bar chart. Bar charts are the champs of comparison. They make it instantly obvious which group is biggest, which is smallest, and how they all rank. It's a super clear way to compare quantities across different categories. All right, so we know how to clean our data. We know how to create some basic visuals. Now it's time to put on our detective hat. This next phase is called Exploratory Data Analysis, or EDA for short, and it's all about investigating your data to see what you can find.
Think of EDA as a real investigation. First, you have to get to know your witnesses. That's your variables. What are they? What do they look like on their own? Then you start looking for relationships. You make plots to see how they interact.
This is the fun part, where you start asking questions like, I wonder if this causes that. You form little theories or hypotheses. And finally, like any good detective, you summarize your findings. This whole process is how you go from a clean data set to a real, genuine insight.
Everything we've talked about so far has been about understanding the data we already have, looking into the past. But what if we could take that a step further? What if we could use that past data to make educated guesses about the future? Well, my friends, that is where machine learning enters the picture.
At its heart, machine learning is just what it sounds like, teaching computers to learn from data. Instead of us writing a million if-then rules, we just show the computer a ton of examples and say, here, you figure out the patterns. Once it's learned those patterns, it can use them to make predictions on new, unseen data. It's pretty amazing.
Now, machine learning is a big term, but it really breaks down into three main flavors. You've got supervised learning, where you give the computer the answer key. You show it a bunch of emails and tell it, this one's spam, this one's not. Then it learns to do it on its own. Then there's unsupervised learning, where there's no answer key. You just give it data and say, find interesting groups in here for me, like finding different types of customers. And finally, there's reinforcement learning, which is all about trial and error. Think of an AI learning to play a video game by getting points for good moves and losing points for bad ones. It learns by doing.
And this might sound super complicated, but tools like the Scikit-Learn library in Python make the basic workflow surprisingly straightforward. It's usually just 3 steps. 1. You choose a model, the algorithm you think is best for your problem. 2. You fit the model to your data. This is the learning part. And 3. You use that trained model to predict on new data. Choose, fit, predict. It's a beautiful, repeatable process.
So we've covered a lot of ground, from cleaning to visualizing to predicting. But being a really great data scientist isn't just about knowing the code or the tools. It's more than that. It's a craft. It's a way of thinking.
So what does mastering that craft look like? Well, here are a few key practices. First, always start with a really clear question. Don't just dive in. Know what you're looking for. Second, get to know your data inside and out. Third, don't overcomplicate things. Simpler is often better. Always document what you're doing. And maybe the most important one of all, learn how to communicate your results. Because a brilliant insight that you can't explain to anyone, well, it's not really that brilliant, is it?
So there you have it. We've gone on this incredible journey from a totally messy spreadsheet all the way to predicting the future with machine learning. You've seen the essential tools for cleaning, for visualizing, and for learning from data. The toolkit is officially in your hands now. So the only question left is, what story are you going to make your data tell?